Alright, this is my 86 C10. It's a good truck, but I just want to show y'all how to LS swap one of these on a real budget. I'm talking as cheap as possible. Okay? Nothing fancy. Just get it in there and get it running, and you can do the cleanup later. Now, I mounted the tank here. It's just a piece of square angle cut at a notch. A square tubing cut at a notch with a bolt through it. And a bolt right there through the fender well. And here I mounted the factory computer with a piece of C-channel, and we cut a little notch out of the bottom so the wires would clear. And for the computer, I trimmed the factory jack mounting plastic a little bit on this side, a little bit down here, and the computer just slips right in. For power steering hoses, I used the factory C10 return line and the factory C10 pressure line. And I just slightly bent this return inlet on the pump just a little bit over to clear the frame. And for the radiator, I used a 3-core eBay C10 radiator. It was like 180 bucks. Factory Silverado, like 2003 radiator hoses, upper and lower. I got the factory Tahoe or Silverado tank to heater outlet hose, and then for the other hose I just used the one that was on the C10 already. And for wiring, you really just have to hook up those ones that go to the starter for the original C10 starter that run power up to this box right here, this junction block. If that has power, then the inside has power. And wiring it was extremely simple. All I have is this wire that used to go to the distributor. I put it straight to the bottom of the fuse block, and I got one wire going to my fuel pump from the fuse block. That's it. And I used ICT billet mounts. I used 5th gen Camaro manifolds with the 2-bolt flange down there. They tuck in inside the frame rail pretty nicely on both sides. And for my fuel pump, I think you'll be able to see I used an 87 tank, an 87 sender, and an eBay fuel pump, and some cheap high pressure hose, and everything works. And the only thing I really still need to do is replace this crap with the actual tube and put an actual air filter on here. Funds are limited, so I haven't done that yet. And so far the only upgrade I've done is put this 280 amp alternator on here. But it's pretty solid. It runs and drives. I got about 2 weeks of daily driving on it. And I'm using the original 700R4 transmission, actually, believe it or not. And all I used was the torque converter spacer. And to get my pedal working, Ugly Truck Experience sent me this custom pedal. And it's got